They're not. Cool.
I'll take it. I'll take it, sure.
There we go. I'm going live to YouTube as well. Going live. There it is.
Okay.
So, hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to Awesome Hardware, the live show that Kyle and I stream every Tuesday evening. And when we say every Tuesday evening, there's an asterisk there, at least for this year, because we've had to let's be honest, we've had to miss some shows. And in fact, I'm going to start this show off with an announcement. No show for the next 2 weeks
For the
because
rest of the year.
for the rest of the year, taking a little bit of time off. But that's good because gonna recharge the batteries and stuff like that. So usually we stream at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time to twitch.tv/awesomehardware and either my channel, Paul's Hardware, or Kyle's channel. Kyle's right over here. Bitwit. We're streaming to my channel today. This is episode number 247. And if I seem a little flustered, it's because I had to do some major hardware changes right before the show, like as in the last 15 minutes. So we're gonna be winging things a little bit today, but that's cool. We're gonna give you guys a quick word of warning that we occasionally use adult language, and we also enjoy an adult beverage, typically on the show, which you're welcome to join in with us if you're of age and drink responsibly and all that. What you drinking today, Kyle?
I've got some Wilderness. I picked up some Wilderness Trail bourbon whiskey. It's just a small batch.
I see.
Got it from the local liquor store, and it is quite tasty. It's my first time having it. It's very good.
That sounds very rustic. The
50%. 50%.
Wilderness Trail.
I'm
one of these. Oh, you're gonna have to wait if you're watching the stream for that to actually show up for you. So I'll just wait for your reaction, and everyone else in chat can take a gander.
Ooh, nice. Very
yes.
nice.
Yes.
Where'd you get that?
That
little bad boy.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
Sometimes
really?
they have them on the shelf, even apparently. Or if they don't, you can ask.
I usually refrain from going there because it's like in the old town area of the city I'm next to, and I'm like, oh, so much traffic. But I would go there for some Pliny if they have it there.
They apparently have it. I'm not going to tell people which one. Oh, that wasn't the best pour, but that's fine. Pliny the Elder by Russian River Brewing Company. Highly sought after beer. Quite delicious. I'm very much looking forward to this.
I got I actually had the privilege of visiting Russian River Brewery a couple weeks ago when I did a little vacation road trip with some friends.
Oh, nice.
And definitely got the they brought out the sampler. We got the sampler of like 20 different beers, and like after trying all of them, I was like, Pliny.
Where's the Pliny?
Still gonna go with Pliny. So good.
No question.
So good.
No question. All right. Well, cheers and thanks to all of you guys for joining us here at the last Awesome Hardware of 2020. And fine evening.
Cheers.
Prost. As far as show topics today, I did a tweet. Oh, actually, let's do the quick plugs of our stores and get that through with.
Cool.
There are some ongoing sales in our stores. Holiday special: 15% off orders over $50, 30% off orders over $100 on my store through the end of the month. So check it out. Lots of hoodies and stuff. These new navy tri-blends they're very soft and comfortable. Got the thumb screw in various colors and styles plastered on many different things. Thank you for your support if you buy stuff. And that's at paulshardware.net, bitwit.tech/shop for Kyle's store. Got some sale on some Lyle goodies.
Yeah.
Pick those up while they're hot.
All the Lyle merch is on sale, like the shirt that Paul was wearing the last time we did the show. I think I need to hire you as a model or something, Paul, because we sold more Lyle shirts in that day that you wore that shirt than we have in like the last 2 months combined. So you got the special sauce going. Yeah, but all the Lyle merch is on sale. Yes. All the Lyle merch is on sale. We've got keycaps now that have just been added to the store. There's masks and stuff. Go ahead and check it out. Just be aware of those holiday deals. The more you buy, the more you save.
Exactly. And yes, Merry Christmas to all of you joining us, for all those who celebrate.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays as well. And also wanted to start the show off by saying a huge thank you and a big old I was supposed to say big old Johnson. I don't know what the word is we should say. The Awesome Hardware 2020 charity stream was a massive
Oh my
success.
God.
For those
Yeah.
of you who joined us,
Incredible.
thank you so much. For
Yes.
those of you who were able to donate,
Everyone.
thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Look at this, cracked 50K.
Yes. Oh my God. I haven't looked at it
Cracked
since we
50K.
did the stream. I didn't.
Yes, indeed.
Damn.
So
Holy
it crept up.
shit.
We started with the $15,000 goal, went to 30K, went to 40K, eventually bumped it to 50K towards the end
Wow.
of the stream, and then it's been creeping up over the past week or so. $50,431.
It's incredible.
Also, I guess I can announce right now. I announced 2 giveaway winners yesterday. I'm going to be announcing 3 giveaway winners tomorrow, unless the 2 giveaway
Wow.
winners who I announced follow up, because I don't have responses. So those of you who
Really?
were lusting after those giveaway PCs, the
Wow.
one that I built with the Asus Tough hardware and the RTX 3080 and the 5900X, the Micro Center PC as well, with the 5800X and the RTX 3080 Aorus Master. Those have not been claimed. So if you entered in those giveaways, they're closed now. You can't enter anymore, but you might still have a chance.
I have I've had the opposite experience.
Oh yeah.
Both of the giveaways that I set up, the winners, the first winners, replied instantly within like 10 minutes. So
I've had pretty good luck in the past too. So maybe this is just
yeah,
it's just balancing out.
right.
But yeah, no replies for my giveaway, my 2 ones I've announced, and then I have a third that also ended. I haven't drawn that one yet though, so I'll be sending some tweets out again tomorrow morning ish. Winners are contacted via email, so whatever email address you entered with, make sure
Yeah.
you check that. And I haven't had issues with my notification emails going into spam folders. I try to be somewhat careful with how I'm titling them and stuff like that, but
Right.
double check just to be sure. But you can also just look at my Twitter where I tweeted the name, at least the first name and last initial and location of the winners, and that could at least let you know if you're if you're in the if that's your name and that's your location, then maybe you should double check your email. Yeah,
Better
but
safe than sorry.
yeah, but again, thanks to all you guys, and we're raising money via Extra Life for the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
I still cannot believe we cracked 50K. I mean,
Uh-huh.
just the fact that we got anywhere close to that is overwhelming. I mean, what, last year we got 25, 26K. So like we literally doubled it, and I mean I
And
definitely think, yeah.
we streamed for like 2/3 of the
I
time, so
know.
that's either compressing it like that a little bit helps. I didn't mind that 8 hours felt a lot more comfortable than 12 hours. I feel like the 12 hours,
Yeah.
towards the end, you start to feel pretty strung out.
Yep.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and we've talked about doing it again this next year. We're not making any promises for the next year as of yet, because I I I don't know about you, Kyle, but I'm like I said, I'm taking a little bit of time off. I have a video going up tomorrow about that,
Yeah.
just to sort of let people know. And
I'm gonna
yeah,
try to take some time off before the end of the year. Like whether it's a week or 2 weeks or yeah. I I need it. I definitely need it too. So I might join you. I want to join you. I'm gonna try to join you, Paul, on that sabbatical.
well, I've been telling myself for I don't know when I decided like I'm just gonna take some time off, and then
I
I
mean,
keep like
yeah.
shutting things down and turning like people. I get requests. I'm flattered by people, all the requests and stuff I get, but I've been
Right.
just telling people no and be like, nope, I'll talk to you in a few weeks or whatever. And it's really hard to actually shut all of the incoming stuff to get to
Yeah.
that point of separation. But I'm gonna do it. Whatever happens, happens. If there's stuff I'm not finished with or whatever, it's like, well, I'll I'll get back to it in a couple weeks.
We got
I need
the rest of our lives to
I
take care
need
of all that
some,
shit.
I need
And
some time.
when
I
you
really do.
I mean, when you think about it, when's really the last time that you or I took a vacation? Like a proper vacation that was not work related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or a
Like I
vacation
can't.
also that and that's the other thing. It's not even really a vacation. I have a bunch of stuff that I need to do.
Well, I
That
mean,
is,
just like a break from work. Like
but
we
yeah, a break
turned
from
off
work.
work. We just stepped away. We stepped aside from work for even just like a brief period of time. I can't remember the last time I did. It's been years.
And
It's really
even
been years.
vacations I've gone on, like I typically have been vlogging and stuff like that. So,
Right.
it's not like it removes the enjoyability of the vacation or anything like that, but it does
Sure.
blend a little bit of like the work or so aspect into it. So yeah, I I'm I shot I shot several videos today to kind of post just something over in the interim, and yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna try to get some stuff done around the house and lots of other things like that.
Yeah.
Really, and I just really need to switch off for just a week or two. Just try to take a
Amen.
breath and remove the pressure of constantly producing content and stuff.
This year was strange because we didn't have any of the pressure of travel or any of those
Mhm.
events. But we had a clusterfuck of huge product launches back to back to back for months.
Yeah.
Recently, towards the end of this year, that I don't think has been kind to any of our mental health as far as like us reviewers
No,
and
it
stuff.
really hasn't.
It's been
And
rough.
those are like big launches from like your Nvidia and your AMD and stuff like that. I'm hot, so I'm taking my hoodie up. Um, and
Take it out.
that's not even include like there's so many other launches that have happened from like like the case manufacturers and the peripherals and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
it's like it never ends. I kept thinking like, all right, got through the whatever was it 6900 XT, we did some content on that, and then I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I because I'm barely scraping by getting those videos out, the ones that
Right.
require hours and hours of testing and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Same.
so yeah, I forget where I was going with that, but yeah, I thought, all right, product launches are over with and everything, and then like these CES emails just keep coming in. CES 2021 and the products that are being launched and all of the vendors that want you to
Ugh.
have Zoom appointments, or they're having some, several hour long virtual uh, a press conference or something like that. And I'm just like, no,
Sounds
no,
horrible. It just, oh
sorry.
God. I've been
I
ignoring
just,
every CES
yeah.
email, and if they keep pestering me, I just say, we're not doing CES this year at all. We're not doing
I,
any CES coverage
mhm.
whatsoever. Don't care. Not
I
interested.
I greatly appreciate all the people who are going to be going and doing some content and everything like
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, nope. I'm gonna take a step back from that. I'll watch from a distance, and
Yeah.
maybe later in January do something cumulative on it, or talk about the stuff that I saw that I thought was compelling or interesting or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
you're
mean,
right.
I
It
didn't
is the
even,
Civ 6. I did finally finish my Civ 6 game. I was proud of that.
did you made a video on it, right?
Well, last week I streamed Civ 6 because we didn't do the live show. So
Yeah.
that's my same game that has been ongoing for months, and I've shown it here and there. I showed it during the charity stream.
Right.
So yeah, I just streamed gameplay. It was I'm very not good at talking and playing Civ 6 at the same time. But it was just a nice relaxing stream to chill out, and yeah, I finally picked away and finished that game and got some achievements and stuff, so that was cool.
Nice.
But yeah, for today, our plans are to continue to talk about whatever the heck we want to talk about, because I'm
Mm.
also feeling a little bit like it's like the end of the school year or anything like that, but I'm feeling a little checked out, to be honest. I had grander plans for today. I did have plans, machinations for a more well put together show, but then hardware issues with just the basics of getting Kyle tied in here so you guys can see him and hear him properly kind of sucked the wind out of that. But that's fine. Let's talk about
Sorry.
the headline. No, no, no. It wasn't your
You
fault.
blame me. Oh, okay.
It wasn't your fault. It was the fault of the computer. It was Windows. It was Windows' fault. I blame Microsoft. Freaking
It's always Microsoft.
always Windows updates. All right, so we can show you this, and then we can learn about it along with you. Because despite what the title of the show might be on YouTube or whatever, uh, I've only had but a cursory glance at this, I also did a tweet earlier today and I asked people what they wanted to discuss and whether they wanted to talk about like the RTX 30 series and the RX 6000 series graphics cards and their general lack of availability or whatever there.
I saw
Or
the
if
poll
people
results
want
on that one.
yeah, or if people want to talk about the Ryzen 5000 CPUs and very exciting, but no one can buy those either. Or Cyberpunk's 2077, plenty of coverage on that.
Yeah.
And the winner was the none of the above, by the way.
Right.
So this is tying into none of the above. KFC, not a joke, says Uzman from WCCF Tech, where this article is derived from, by the way, linked in the description. Is legitimately launching this. This is an actual product that is launching. It is a Kentucky Fried Console or a KFC console. I don't know how to pronounce it. KFConsole.
KFConsole, I think, is what
I guess
how they're calling it.
Yeah,
Kentucky
they partnered. They partnered with Cooler Master to produce this product. I'm gonna scroll down here to the Cooler Master stuff.
Is it wrong to say that this is the nicest looking product that Cooler Master's ever made?
Well,
it just looks so. It looks pretty nice.
It looks quite nice. It says it's housed in a custom Cooler Master NC100 chassis, and it's derived from Intel, like the Intel Nook. Like they have the super Nooks and stuff. The Nooks that are actually have very reasonably high-end hardware built into them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this one is VR ready, features ray tracing support, 240 FPS.
All right.
240
so Nvidia
hertz
GPU for sure.
Output. Yeah. So this is where my lack of being able to properly skim the article for the relevant facts is going to come in.
I don't think they revealed the actual.
It said RTX graphics card.
Right.
So it doesn't actually say specifically hardware-wise what's in here. Asus is only mentioned as the graphics partner. Schematics they've shown lists a GeForce RTX card. So WCCF Tech assumes they're looking at an RTX 2070 or above, probably or even maybe an RTX 2080 or super. Also, 2 terabytes of NVMe SSD capacity.
Jesus.
More than enough to house a library of games. And let's watch this awesome.
There's a reason mankind
that's so
didn't
loud.
use
Video.
Sorry, that's way too loud.
Or the invention of the wheel. It's a feeling inside all of us that compels
Oh.
us to go further.
What?
Reach higher.
It's dramatic.
I can't hear it. Am I supposed to be able to hear it?
No, you can't hear it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I can't hear it.
When the
No,
odds
that's
are
fine.
stacked against us and it seems like
Can
It's a
This
dramatic video with B-roll footage, with some stock footage combined with footage.
This is straight marketing.
As a baby.
It's like you ever seen like a Levi's jeans commercial? It's like none of the shots include jeans. They're all about like there's like a dude on a motorcycle, there's a rocket ship. They're like going to do it like a football game. It's just like lifestyle bullshit, right? Like you sit down with the stock photo, and then it's like Levi's.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How does that? You didn't tell me anything about. You didn't even show the product.
The chicken inside. His chicken. All right. So he says
there's a
KF
chicken
console.
warmer. There's a chicken warmer, right?
Yeah. So it not only has like your Intel 98, which was a CPU. Dang it. There's an Intel 9000 series CPU in there. I think a 9000. One of the ones that's available in NUC 9850H or something to that effect.
Oh, it's a mobile chip. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that they put in the NUC.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I mean they're completely embracing the ridiculousness of everything here. But yes, it's got a chamber built into it that you can put fried chicken in, and it'll keep it warm.
Does it keep it warm from the heat of the system, or is it like an actual separate heater for the chicken?
To me, I don't know if this is just lighting or whatever. It's got some like orange glowy lighting in there, so maybe it is just maybe there's a separate warmer in there. That's what I would expect, because you like the heat output from a CPU or something like that. It's not going to be constant.
Right.
And everything. So
isn't that also very bad for the computer?
Chamber.
Isn't that really bad for the computer to have like a heater right next to it?
Or just like the warm kind of oily air circulating through there and then like getting residue on it and stuff like that.
I mean, unless there's a fan pushing the hot air upwards away from the components so that only the hot air is hitting the chicken, like there's a lot of science behind this really stupid idea.
It does look like the chicken's towards the top of it, and if you hadn't noticed, by the way, this is also it's like shaped like a KFC bucket, right? That's a
Oh yeah,
bucket of KFC
yeah.
chicken. So
I mean,
So,
a
yeah.
lot of mini
Um,
ITX PCs are shaped like chicken buckets. Now that I think about it,
yeah.
it's
So
not the first case to have that form factor, that shape.
and it says utilizing the system's natural heat and airflow system, you can now focus on your gameplay and enjoy hot crispy chicken between rounds. So maybe it just does. Maybe it does just cycle the hot air through this warming chamber and then keep your chicken warm or whatever. I don't know.
This may be the most ambitious crossover in history that we've seen.
Possibly, yes. There's some tweets because there have been tweets going on about this, and they're quoted in the article about making a new game version of A Recipe for Seduction, which was the I Love You, Colonel Sanders anime thing, which is also a brilliant bit of marketing material. It's actually a PC, yes.
Oh, it says right there it uses the PC heat. It does use
Yeah,
the PC
yeah.
heat. Okay.
So there we go.
Well, shit. I mean, you got to be under load then. You've got to have the system under load if you want your chicken to be warm.
I guess
The second you stop gaming, you're eating
yeah.
cold chicken.
They're assuming that you're going to be gaming at the same. This is when you're in that situation where you need to continue gaming. You also need to have the fried chicken close at hand, but you also want to keep it warm in the most efficient way possible. So you use the heat from your gaming PC. So that I think that makes a lot of sense. So brilliant.
It's not so much that it heats your chicken; it's that it maintains its heat for longer, its warmth for longer.
Yes.
Your chicken's already good to go, and then you put it in there so that even if you're gaming for like an hour or something like that, it's still fairly warm. It doesn't cool down to ambient temp quite as quickly.
Yes, and this is not an easy bake oven. This is not going to actually, cook your stuff or anything. But yeah, keeping it warm, and I'm on board. I feel like this is really a product that is kind of putting a nice silver lining on an otherwise horrible year. Just to come out of it. And I mean, I'd say the real question now, though, are these going to be in stock? Obviously, scalpers going to be picking these up, relisting them for ridiculous prices and everything like that. So that's, I guess that's what we should temper people's expectations. Obviously an exciting product that many of you are going to be interested in purchasing as soon as possible. But
a lot of people in chat are bringing up a good point that KFC is huge in Japan,
You're right.
Especially during Christmas time.
China too.
China too, but I know in Japan for a fact that a lot of families will actually buy KFC for Christmas Day for their Christmas meal. It's one of the most popular options for a Christmas feast in Japan.
That sounds great. That sounds great to me. I've had some questionable food on Christmas, like Thanksgiving dinner. Generally, there's a selection of classics of greatest hits that you're gonna be able to have like a feast of really good food, and you're always gonna enjoy stuff. Christmas Day, I've had some good food. I've had some misses too. I've had some Christmas Day food where you're like, what? Why does this casserole have both Jello and nuts and mayonnaise in it? I don't know.
Oh my god!
I've had,
dude. Do you and I have the same grandma or something? I've had that exact same fucking thing. It was like beet Jello with fucking walnuts in it, and it was served on a bed of lettuce. Like it seemed like the Frankenstein of all meals. It was, and then like I'm just like picking at it, and my mom like whispers at me. She's like, "You don't have to eat it. You don't have to eat. Just pretend. Just like cover it with the lettuce."
Usually it's like you just have to have a bite. Sure, she's easy to have a bite. Like at least
mix it around.
One confirmed. Yeah.
That's so true though. Is like Thanksgiving is pretty safe because there's a menu. There's an expected menu that everyone can follow. That people have been cooking for years and years and years through generations. Like I know how to make mashed potatoes. I made it for the last 20 Thanksgivings. But Christmas is always like that's like the holiday that people get creative and they're like to switch things up. There's no set menu, so like, oh, I'm gonna try something different this year. So you're absolutely right. It's like hit or miss. I've had really good Christmas meals. I've had really just weird Christmas meals where I'm like, what's going on here? This feels like a
sometimes
potluck.
Yeah, the experimentation comes in. That, and I feel I like the casseroles and like not well cooked beef, like some sort of beef.
Some
You
shitty
know,
beef.
yeah, it's like a roast or something like that, but it's just like dry and horrible or something and
Oh
overcooked.
man, I remember one time for Christmas, I it was my step grandma, my stepdad's mom. She used to make these really good like pork cabbage rolls. It was like a traditional German dish, and they were
Sounds
amazing. She would make them every
sounds
year,
good.
and like everyone would just scarf them down. But one year, it was the last year she made them. Like she was getting older, and like the wheels were kind of falling off,
Mm.
and she undercooked the shit out of them.
Uh,
And like everyone like I was just like a kid, and I'm like going around the house like all day like, can I get a snack, can I get an appetizer or something, I'm starving. They're like, no, you gotta wait for dinner. And so
mhm.
finally dinner comes out, I get my cabbage roll, and I'm so hungry I just scarf the whole thing down, and I look up and none of the adults are eating their food. They're all just
Oh.
kind of like picking at their dishes, and I'm like, what's going on? And my mom's like, it's undercooked, don't eat it. I'm like, I already finished it. So the
Did
rest
you
of my Christmas was spent throwing up in in a toilet.
did you get sick? Oh,
I
so
got
you
I got
so,
food
so you
poisoning.
oh, that's
I got
horrible.
I got a horrible case of food poisoning.
Oh,
It was
no one wants food poisoning on
it's
Christmas.
like an anti-Christmas miracle.
All right.
Christmas
Well,
curse. Anyway, that's my fun
that's
story.
that's a good Christmas story, Kyle. Thank you.
It supports your claim of the hit or miss Christmas dinner.
Yeah, so obviously everyone should be warned now. Aquarius, I agree. Everyone probably wants Pliny now. There it is. Pliny the Elder, just to prove. I have 3 of them.
Oh, oh, you bastard.
Awesome. Okay. Many thanks to my wife. Here's another story. We talked a little bit about CES and 2021 and stuff there. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not interested in doing the CES replacement stuff. That does not mean that there's no interesting products that are going to be shown off or announced or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them stuff's coming up early for a little bit. So this is Noctua and their fanless CPU cooler. Noctua, very very highly regarded in the air cooling realm and PCs. High quality products, usually in the top range when it comes to testing and yeah. So they're making a fanless one, fanless cooling. Uh, if you're a fan of fanless cooling, you should follow Fanless Tech on Twitter. But they have a picture of it here. There's some other pictures from various articles about this that appear to have been derived from prior CES and Computex and shows like that where they've showed off prototypes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like this is going to actually be launching or at least going into production at the beginning of 2021. And in case you were looking at this and being like, I don't care about a fanless cooler, but I do like Noctua, and I am aware of certain things they make, such as their fan, the NF A12X25 fan that was in development for so many years that they made a special type of plastic for and everything. So Noctua has a product roadmap on their website, and here it is. So this is what we're looking at for 2021 for Noctua. If you want to know what they're planning on launching, Q1 you've got Redux CPU coolers, so that's nice. Passive CPU cooler, that's the one we just showed you. Black version of the NFA12X25. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. And some heat sink covers and the black version of the NH212A. And look, Q2, white fans. Oh my gosh. It took so long to convince Noctua to do anything other than their
Brown and tan.
brown and tan, questionable color scheme. They finally went and did some black stuff and some industrial stuff and black and gray and everything. And we're glad that they're continuing to also produce fans for people who maybe want to do white builds and stuff. Q2, they got some white fans, other stuff coming out later in this year, like a next gen NHD 15. That's pretty cool too. And a next gen 140 millimeter fan, which I would guess would maybe be the 140 millimeter version of the NFA 12X25. But cool. There's some Noctua stuff coming up
Cool.
for y'all.
Quite literally cool.
Yeah. One more story here. I mean, let's just get these out of the way since this is the extent of my show planning that I've done. This is from Ars Technica, and there was a law. This is for U.S. viewers, by the way, that has banned rental fees for customer-owned routers. It takes effect on Sunday.
Huh.
So, if you have a cable service, internet service, you often have the option to use your own hardware. Some providers still charge you a rental fee even when you use your own hardware. They must now stop that. So if you weren't aware of that, then you're now aware. This was outlawed by the Television Viewer Protection Act, which was signed in December of 2019. Scheduled to take effect on June 20th, but Congress gave the FCC to delay enforcement by 6 months, yada yada. Anyway, so yeah, if you Frontier does this. I'm gonna. Are they charging me? Frontier charges me like $6 a month for my cable card, and it's always pissed me off. I'm gonna hit them up now. Yeah, I got Frontier.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm happy with the service because it's fiber to the home, and it's been very consistent.
Yeah.
Certainly no shortage of complaints about Frontier if you look online from other people, but that's the same with lots of ISPs in the U.S.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, if you are the type to take a close look at your cable bill or your internet bill, double check it and make sure that those fees are going away, because Lord knows they like to nickel and dime you enough with increased prices and little extra fees and all that stuff. So,
oh yeah,
this is something that by law they must change and do differently. All right,
cool.
That's pretty much all I have for today. This was what I asked for people if what they wanted to talk about. Like half of people are like, I'm tired of all these other topics that have been talked about.
It's been pretty exhaustive, I think.
And no, Josh, I'm not going to talk about sound cards. Severely underrepresented. What am I going to say?
Is he trolling? He's got to be trolling.
Yeah, Josh. Josh is a.
He's just joshing.
He's a shit poster extraordinaire. He's very good. Just throws whatever out there to get a reaction. He's well known for that.
What a troll.
In the field. So anyway, we're just gonna hang out for a while longer, and we'll be watching chat if you guys have questions for us and stuff like that. And
yeah. Hey, I mean, some of the best moments that we've had on this show have been unscripted.
Oh yeah.
Or completely unplanned, or just, when we're just riffing on the fly and stuff. So that's good. But we can just it's open format now. Isn't that how Jay and Jerry used to do Tech Talk? They didn't really have
they never had subjects or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which I was always very jealous of, because I was like, I spend at least several hours planning the show typically, just to make sure I have something to talk about and to make sure I'm not just randomly spouting off whatever off the top of my head.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes top of your head spouts are they're beautiful.
Absolutely.
And picturesque and everything.
We've got everything we need.
I don't want to talk about sound card. I still have that EVGA sound card. It's over there somewhere.
Oh, they're some semi new one. What's it called?
Yeah, that's from last year. I forget what it's called. It's a good sound card. It's not a bad product. It's just I think the number of people who have 300 ohm impedance headphones and the proper source material and everything. New audio. Thank you, Zero Chance. That's what it's called. New audio from EVGA.
Right.
Now, if you're into audio, by all means, get a nice sound card. Better yet, get an external DAC. Get it something external. I fully appreciate the level of depth and detail and everything that people get into with the audiophile type stuff. There was some the Apple, whatever the new $550 Apple AirPods Pro or whatever. There's some videos going up on that, and I definitely appreciate more so the ones that get more into the technical details and different different standards they support over Bluetooth, different audio standards supported over Bluetooth, and
Right.
bit rates and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm not gonna play Civ 6. I finished my Civ 6 game. Like that's, I don't know about you guys.
It's a huge achievement.
I finished my Civ 6 game, which means I don't have to play Civ 6 anymore. Like Civ 6
Consumed your life.
Civ 6. It didn't
for many
consume.
hours.
No. I'll also point this out. I want to talk extensively about my Civ 6 game now that it's finished. I did a pretty good job. Civ 6 is notorious for like sucking up hours and hours of your time. You go to play it, and then it's like, oh, one more turn, just one more turn, and then you end up playing till 3 or 4 a.m. or whatever, right?
It's still the title of Awesome Hardware, the Awesome Hardware Twitch stream.
Oh, is my Civ 6 stream?
It still says Civ 6.
Oh, that's why people are expecting to go to Civ 6. Like I said, very limited time to handle certain things before the show today, so that's why that hasn't been updated. I blame Cell. Is Cell here? No. Cell.
He's an easy scapegoat.
You're
We'll
right.
always blame Cell.
But yeah, Civ 6 is like it comes and goes for me. Like I won't play it for a year, and then I'll see something or watch a video or something, and then I'll be like, ooh, I should start a new game. Like, what if I use this setting and stuff like that? So I'm not done with Civ 6, but I'm done for now. And yeah, I think I did a pretty good job of playing it in contain. Like, it would be something that I would play at the end of the night. So I would like start playing at 10:30, and then at 11:30 I would start falling asleep. So I would either go to bed or I'd just fall asleep in my chair. But that's fine. That's fine. So I played it in very small chunks, and that's why it took so long to finish that freaking game. That, and it was a domination victory, which meant I had to create lots of units and take over lots of other cities. Anyway,
Best kind of victory.
it was fun. It was cool to win.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How long did it take you from start to finish? Like, I mean, not
Like
number of
an
hours, but when did you start? Like, how many months ago?
Like before all the launches, so like 4 months,
Oh, okay.
maybe even 5 months ago was when I actually started the game.
Nice.
I'd have to pull up and look at my my saves to see how far back it goes or whatever.
What-
I don't even.
What country were you?
It was Peter of Russia.
Peter of Russia.
Peter the
Ah.
Great from Russia. And yes, I like to get the Steam achievements
Mhm.
because it gives you something to like to like kind of goals for the game.
Yeah.
So there's a Steam achievement to play, and it requires you to beat the game on a certain type of map, like Island Plates map, and it has to be huge, and you have to win with domination victory.
Mm.
And for some reason I saw that achievement and I was like, I should go for that.
Yeah.
Huge map. Island Plates, I mean, I can deal with that. I had to make a navy and stuff like that. Huge map with domination victory is just, it's going to take so long to actually finish that and everything. So,
Mhm.
yes, the dominatrix video, or dominatrix victory. But yeah, I will take some time off from Civilization for a little bit, and I'm sure I'll play it again at some point. But
So what's your next game after Civ? What are you looking forward to playing next?
honestly, the thing like, so I've been talking to my wife a little bit about this because we have Hannah, our daughter, and
Mhm.
she is, when she is awake, there's lots of
Nothing.
things that we can't do, so we can't really watch TV shows and stuff like that while she's awake. So we have that window of time to do media stuff while she's asleep. And I recently got her the Lord of the Rings 4K HDR.
Nice.
So we want to watch that because we've got the nice TV to watch it on and everything. But that's absolutely not something that Hannah can watch at this point.
Sure.
So we want to watch through that. I've been really, really wanting to watch like The Mandalorian. We started to watch the first few episodes of the first season.
Mhm.
Didn't get too far along with that, and I've
Mm.
heard, I haven't heard many. I've managed to avoid most spoilers and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
many people saying very many positive things about Mandalorian and some of the stuff they're doing with those spin-off shows and stuff. And then I guess as far as gaming goes, I mean, I want to play some Cyberpunk, and I'm not sure at this point if I should just try it out with because I mean the PC side of things is a little bit better of a situation, I think, than people who are playing it on
Yeah.
the first on the last gen consoles in particular.
Right.
So maybe getting into that and playing some of that, I wouldn't mind. I've got it all set up and everything and ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk it's not like a game changer. Like, it's fun, it's entertaining. It's kind of like it's like a really good blockbuster movie. It's like the blockbuster movie of video games,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like, is it gonna win any Grammys? No. But are you glad that you watched it and that, was it enjoyable? Yeah, it was a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So I would approach it, tempering your expectations that way. But it is beautiful. I mean, I know that you have the hardware to run it at max for the most part, and that's definitely a strong point. Is just the atmosphere and Night City, and just seeing every detail it's freaking crazy, dude. It is visually a masterpiece.
Yes.
But the gameplay itself is, it's solid, but it's not like revolutionary.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that seems like a game that I'd like to get into a bit.
I don't know why I said Grammys. I meant Oscars.
Oscars.
Thank
Grammys.
you, chat. Thank you, chat. I've had a few of these so far.
I was gonna say, just in terms of games that we've talked about that we're interested in playing or whatever. Well, my wife has still been playing Overwatch pretty regularly, and she actually kicks ass at that.
Who does she main?
Her main for quite some time was Diva, and recently she has been diversifying a lot and trying out a bunch of different characters, which is cool. Zarya is probably one that she plays very regularly recently.
Oh yeah.
But she's been branching out, playing some Zenyatta and some who else? Roadhog. She's had some fun with. Hammond, hamster.
So she likes the tank. She likes the tank for sure.
Well, usually it's like if you want to wait 5 to 7 minutes, then you queue as DPS, and if you want to wait 1 or 2 minutes, then you queue as tank or heals. So if you want to play more, then yeah, she can totally play Reinhardt. That's often one that she plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that's what we've done pretty regular for the past month or two. Like after the baby's asleep and everything, I'll come out here and play Civ 6, and she is on the computer over there with the 240 hertz monitor playing Overwatch, and
nice.
It's a great way to kind of wind down the at the end of the night. But Final Fantasy VII, the Redux, we really want to play that. Currently, we would have to buy a PlayStation right now to play it. So I'm on the fence whether to just do that.
A new PlayStation or just like the PlayStation 4?
I think PS4. I think you can play it on the PS5, but it's only on PlayStation right now.
Okay.
Yes, 240 hertz monitor. Believe me, you guys, if you play any fast-paced, any FPS games, and you play on a 240 hertz monitor for any length of time, and then you try to go back to like
everything else,
especially 60 hertz, but even like 120, it's just you can tell it's a little. 60 hertz feels slow. 120 hertz feels like it's just a little behind, So
I don't think I've ever played on a 240 hertz monitor at length, so I don't even know. Like,
it's nice.
Well, I'm sure it's.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can tell. I'm sure you can tell.
And especially as you get older, and your reaction times degrades a little bit.
You need all the help you can get.
I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I have a little bit of money now as I get older, and use it to counter the fact that I'm these younger people with their reaction speed.
In that sense, every video game nowadays is pay to win. Because
To
you have that,
some
you
degree,
you
yeah.
get that leverage if you've got the fancier equipment, the higher refresh rate panel. I finally after like what, months after it came out, and the video that you were featured in, got around to watching that Shroud Linus Tech Tips video of
Sure, just pointed
it-
that. It's a fun video.
that was a great video.
Participate in.
It was really good. It had some good data, some good science behind it.
It's
your
fun 'cause
commentary was very, very great as always.
oh, thank you.
It was very,
Yeah.
very enjoyable. Yeah, I like that video. It was good.
It's crazy being right there with, people like Shroud and like Corey, and
Yeah.
like I'll sit there and they have tests set up and you can do the tests and then you can look and it's got your speed right there. It's like this is how you
Right.
score. This is
Right.
this is the extent of your physical ability at
Right.
this test. And then
Yeah.
to see someone else, and it's not like they're lifting big weights or anything like that, where like, oh, well, they have big muscles or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different person, and then yeah, they're younger and they have really good reaction speed and stuff. Then they sit and do the same test with the flick and whatever, and they get
Yeah.
95% accuracy and crazy faster reaction time, and you're like I'm old and decrepit and everything.
I'm
Yeah.
useless to society.
Yeah,
Should
but
be
no, that
discarded.
was really cool, and yeah, I mean, it was a very good use case, direct representation of showing the benefits of that the hardware can get you.
Yeah.
And I will grant that Nvidia very much is trying to do this to sell their technology and to sell faster monitors and G-Sync
Sure.
and everything like that. But at the same time, you can't deny that there's a measurable difference there.
And I think
as
there was
well, so-
also like the fact that like Shroud didn't even realize how beneficial the high refresh rate was, because I mean, I'm pretty sure he just games on high refresh rate panels all the time anyway, and he has
Yeah.
for so long that he was surprised to see how poorly he performed on like a 60 hertz display in some of those tests,
Mhm.
right? Where it kind of goes back to what you were saying. It's like you don't really notice it until you've been spoiled by that high refresh rate, and then you go back and you're like, wait, this feels like exponentially slower than what I remember it being,
Mhm.
because you've already had a taste of how fast it and smooth it can be. So I thought that was like really interesting.
Yes, and I was gonna say something else, but I don't know where it went. So that was a fun video. The other thing that I was gonna say is it pops up every once in a while just in recommended, as I'm scrolling through YouTube or whatever. It's got a
Mhm.
crazy amount of views on it and stuff now
Oh, yeah.
too. But yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, at the time we shot that, it seemed like from this discussion with those guys that the pro gaming community had embraced 144 hertz at that point. They had
Mhm.
recognized the benefits of that over 60 hertz.
Right.
But I think there was a little bit of a like, sure, 144 hertz, big difference, but going above that, there's a drop off, and there is. It's not going to be linear increase in how much it improves your reaction time,
Yeah.
but still a noticeable difference from 144 to 240,
Mhm.
as there is from
60 to like
from 60 to
144.
144. Of course, now, like, obviously 240 is a max, and going to 360 or anything like that would be a waste of time until we do the sequel video.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway. No, the
Part
other thing I was
2.
going to say is whenever that video pops up, I'm like, oh yeah, that came up, and they invited me down, and I like drove down, and we were in this
The
facility,
esports center.
and we were all just there, and I remember it because it was late 2019 as one of the last. I guess that there was also CES, but one of the last sort of things where I was just, I don't know, back when things were a little bit more normal, I guess, and I was
Yeah.
able to just go somewhere.
Great.
Oh yeah, and we relate to a gender reveal party because of that video, because we were I forgot about that part of it. Yeah, my friend,
How
you
dare
didn't.
you.
Well,
Priorities, Paul.
nobody was killed and no property damage happened during the gender reveal party, so I think.
I mean, to be
it was a
fair,
successful one.
you needed to be there at the physical location for them to shoot that video. Whereas with the gender reveal, they could have just texted you, "It's a fucking boy."
You're right. And yes, they did feed me. There was some pizza there and stuff, so that's okay. But
Solid.
yeah, I've worked with Linus Media Group on a few different projects, and it's absolutely not at all weird for stuff like that to run late,
Yeah.
which it did. But yeah. Oh, people asking. Here's something I guess we can talk about a little bit. Grant Peterson's asking about our opinions on the Nvidia hardware unboxed situation and
Oh,
how
yeah.
all that went down. Because you're right, that kind of skipped by us and didn't do much direct on that. I think I tweeted once about it.
Me too.
I guess
That's all I did. I
if
tweeted.
I wanted to sum up my position, I mean, I would say I'm friends with Steve. I've hung out with him at several different events and talked to him at length at different times. Um, yeah, I like Steve, and I think he does a really good job doing extensive testing of hardware with a really wide variety of games. So Hardware Unboxed benchmark videos I've recommended, or tech spot as well if you want the written stuff. I've recommended to many different people because you know I feel like I'm lucky to get 7 or 8 games into a benchmark video,
Yeah.
and Steve regularly does 12, 18, 20
Yeah.
game
Right.
roundups and stuff like that.
Insane.
Which is extremely time consuming and stuff. Beyond that, there's the testing, and then there is the analysis of the test results, and I think Steve does a pretty good job there. And I think it's perfectly legitimate at this point in time to say that while you might understand Nvidia's push towards showing off RTX stuff and ray tracing and the hardware support that they've developed for it and everything, it's perfectly legitimate to say, well, there's a lot of people who don't really care much about that right now because the games that they're playing don't support it. And there's lots and lots and lots of different games that don't support it, and those features go unused for somebody who buys a graphics card,
Right.
and then doesn't turn that stuff on or doesn't load up a game
Right.
that can do any of that. I was incredibly surprised to hear that that it was Brian Del Rizzo who had sent that email. If you guys saw the follow-ups that Steve and Hardware Unboxed posted, they got a couple follow-up emails basically walking back what had been said and telling them that they're still going to get Founders Edition samples. I completely agree with like Linus's assessment, and I watched Jay's videos too. I thought he had some good words to say about it. Just that there's some very important principles in play here, and Nvidia being able to go to any reviewer and say, we want you to change your message, or we want to adjust your editorial stance, or however they want to phrase
Right.
it,
Right.
or XYZ consequence,
Yeah.
removing cards, samples, whatever access.
Yeah.
That's wrong. It's wrong on very many levels, and I
Absolutely.
very much agreed with Linus getting very intensely upset about that.
Yeah.
So by that time, I think it's a combination of me not having the bandwidth to do much about it. Other people, I think, with louder voices in the industry than I having already spoken up quite vociferously about it.
Right.
I guess I just I didn't have too much to add beyond that. The follow-up emails from Brian sound like Brian. They look like the emails I've gotten from Brian in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
The original email didn't sound like Brian at all.
No.
If I had anything to add to it, it would be Nvidia's never going to come out and say, Brian is never going to come out and say that original email was somebody else.
Right. Exactly.
I think it probably was, and
Oh yeah, or a
that does
combination
not-
of people.
or a combination that does not. It's still sent in Brian's name. He should still he still maintains ownership of that if
course.
something like that is sent in your name, and that's why he's never to come back and say, oh, he's never going to push blame to somebody else for something like that, which he hasn't done, which I think is the right way to follow up on that. But yeah, absolutely. Whoever did write those words originally, I hope is getting some talking to, or Like, I hope there is some acknowledgement within Nvidia that actions like this are going to be viewed really, really, negatively by the community, and
Right.
they're going to be held accountable for it. And I think that's
Yeah.
what people need to continue to do. So yeah, if and when this happens again, people will get up in arms again. For now, it seems like they have walked it back, and people have, sometimes begrudgingly accepted that. But yeah, and I guess that's my stance on it.
This is
I don't think
definitely
BDR has multiple personalities or anything like that. Again,
No.
like I said, and I'll have a chance to talk to him at some point in the future, and maybe we'll discuss or something like that. But he has always been someone who I have been very happy to work with, because he's always been very reasonable. He's
Same.
never tried to push anything editorial onto us. Nvidia, they write up a review doc and stuff, and they say, here, we think you should test these games because they, performance is nice or whatever. They've never tried to strong arm me into changing anything, or like I very rarely get anything about following up on the way I test or anything like that. And maybe I'm in a position of privilege because I came up earlier, and I've been around for a little bit longer. But yeah,
I definitely got the sense that BDR was forced to say those things, or he was encouraged to say those things, because it didn't even sound like a personal email from him. It sounded like almost like a press briefing in a sense. Like there was so much BS marketing bullshit about ray tracing is the future. Like it didn't even sound like a person sent the email. It sounded like the company sent the email, and they just used BDR's name because he's the point of contact PR rep for that region or whatever. So it seemed like there was multiple heads, or at least other heads besides BDR's, that went into that email. Obviously doesn't excuse it. If anything, it is just even worse that the company outlook was all on the same page when they sent that email. But like Linus was saying, it really boils down to the fact that these companies send us their products for our honest, genuine opinion on them. And it would have been one thing if like Hardware Unboxed did a bunch of benchmarks and the benchmarks were shit. Like their testing methodology sucked and they tested the wrong things and they didn't like do apples to apples comparisons. That's one thing. Like your science is skewed. Your data is compromised. That's one thing. But for them to say, hey, you need to look at this product the same way that we view it, the same way that we perceive it, and we want you to hit all these talking points and value all of the highlights that we deem important to the same degree. Put all of the features of this card on the same spot on the totem pole that we do. For them to say that it completely defeats the purpose of why even send your product to multiple reviewers in the first place. Everyone's going to have a different opinion, a different subjective thing to say about your product. For you to sort of control what the entire reviewer ecosystem thinks about your product is it's delusional, and it goes against everything that the reviewer community stands for. Like that's why we follow multiple reviewers. That's why I can watch a Jay's 2 cents video or a Linus Tech Tips video or a Paul's Hardware video on the same exact fucking product and have different conclusions, different outlooks, different perspectives. Why do we even have multiple reviewers if we're all going to just be boiled down to the same exact perspective of what a company wants us to think about their product? So that was a huge violation, and it's also one of the things where like social media is a fucking cancer most of the time, but every once in a while it shows itself to be like amazing. Because imagine had this happened before Twitter, before social media, before the internet and stuff. Hardware Unboxed they would just be buried. They wouldn't get the support. They wouldn't have that same level of support from big guys like Jay and Linus to like be able to like understand what's going on, to be able to share that information for Hardware Unboxed, for Steve to like be like, hey, look, this is the email I got, and for the world to really see it in an instant and then respond to that so quickly, to get an actual response from Nvidia, and for them to rectify the shit that they put them through. I mean, it's like, social media really came through on this one, I think.
Yeah, and it was really cool to see how many people jumped in support of Steve and Tim and Hardware Unboxed, and
Yeah.
I think those people are doing the right thing. Like I was thinking, if you want to look at it from a worst case scenario, like if you want to assume Nvidia is evil and they're out to destroy their competitors and do whatever sneaky underhanded thing they can to trick people into buying their products. If you want to view it from that perspective, what would the outcome be if they tried to exert a stranglehold grip on review content for their products, like at launch? Let's say suddenly there's not a wide distribution of samples for launch day reviews. They only go out to a select few of Nvidia's approved reviewers, and all of the glowing reviews come out on launch day of how awesome the product is. And then it's not until days or weeks later that the products get into the hand of individual independent reviewers, and suddenly the problems start coming up, or the performance is revealed to be not what it should have been, and that kind of thing. I think that's sort of the somewhat nightmare scenario that people look forward that people don't want to happen when they speak out when something like this happens. And I I wouldn't want that either. I think that would suck. But at the same time, I think that if they did try to move in that direction and get to that point, what I hope would happen is that would become widely known, because people would talk about it and they'd be like, oh, the 10 reviewers that Nvidia samples are obviously all on the take.
Right.
And therefore, everyone wait at least a week after a launch of any new product, because you want people who just bought it at retail and then actually tested the product that people are getting at home.
Right.
You want those reviews, and hopefully the just the perspective or the way people look at launches would change if that were the case, and Nvidia would still be held accountable to some extent for the actual performance of their products.
Right.
That's what I would anticipate happening in sort of that nightmare scenario, or that worst case scenario. That said, we don't want it to get to that point. It's much better, I think, when a healthy selection of independent reviewers who are known and trusted by the community, and not just by Nvidia, but also by people, to speak independently and say this is what's good about the product and this is what's not good. I think it's better that way, because people get excited for launches, and launch when a product drops and people don't know exactly how it's going to perform, and they get to go and look at those numbers and everything. You want a wide sampling of that, because you want to be able to cross-check and be like, is this reviewer's numbers in line with this reviewer's numbers and stuff? And by and large, I think they are. That's not to say there's never any funny business that happens, but
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys wanted any other discussion about that whole scenario. Like, I guess for me right now, I view it as something that has been handled in terms of the relationship between Hardware Unboxed and Nvidia, at least for the time moving forward, but also something to remain diligent about and keep an eye out for in case Nvidia decides to try to pull that shit again, because not gonna stand for that.
It kind of it's almost like kind of a relief too that it worked out this way, that Nvidia backtracked everything and they apologized publicly to Hardware Unboxed, because I remember when this news first broke out, I was concerned for myself as well. Like, obviously I was concerned for Hardware Unboxed, but I was like, holy shit, like I put Hardware Unboxed and like a lot of those guys, including Hardware Unboxed, like on a pedestal. Like you guys are like top tier in terms of having a credible voice in this space. And for them to be attacked like this by Nvidia clearly meant that I was subject to the same sort of response from them. And so like, and I'm sure like you and Jay, like everyone, we all kind of felt the same. Like we're kind of all susceptible to the wrath of Nvidia.
Were you thinking about like, wait, what RTX coverage did I do?
Yeah, I mean, I literally thought, have I talked about RTX enough in my reviews? have I discussed the benefits of ray tracing in my reviews enough, or is Nvidia on a warpath and like I'm just next in line to be cut off from samples completely? Like it instilled quite a bit of fear in me because I mean, having access to these samples from companies like Intel, Nvidia, AMD, it's kind of like our lifeblood. It's sort of like our bread and butter in a lot of ways. Like those are the biggest launches of the year for channels like us. And for you to be cut off, I mean, to be cut off from Nvidia, people are like, oh, that's just one company. Yeah, that's like the big three. That's like a third. That's like a third of like all the big launches of the year. That's huge. And like when you see how many GPUs they've launched just in the last couple of months, that's a shit ton of content. That's a shit ton of engagement. That's a shit ton of ad revenue that funnels into our livelihoods. So when I saw that happen to Hardware Unboxed, I couldn't help but feel like I was a target. Like I could easily be next. So I think the fight and all the support for Hardware Unboxed was really sort of a statement that covered all of us. It was really a fight and support for a showing of support for all of us reviewers, because we were all just as susceptible to that kind of attack, that kind of front from a big company like that. It's really easy for a small independent content creator or reviewer to be bullied by a large, like a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's it can be very intimidating, and they can very easily make you feel small or minimize your impact or your influence in the community, where you feel very like alone. So I'm glad that the community really came together to support Hardware Unboxed, and that Nvidia eventually overturned their decision and stuff. It's just
I agree.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that I would have probably said in solidarity to some degree, if Nvidia had not come out and changed their stance. Is like, hey, Nvidia, like, look at my ray tracing coverage for my videos. I showed Port Royal. That was the extent of my ray tracing coverage in the videos that compared 6000 series to Nvidia 30 series.
Yeah.
Which, obviously they're looking for more than that. So if they're going to hold Hardware Unboxed to that standard,
Right.
then they should hold me to that standard too.
Yeah.
But sorry, I'm trying to get to the awesome hardware. Anyway, that's fine. The other thing I was going to point out, and just because it popped up in chat, people were talking about the letter itself, and I heard mentioned multiple times people saying they felt like this letter was written in a way where they knew it was going to be leaked, so they included a bunch of PR, like Nvidia PR speak in there because they wanted that to be disseminated amongst people. I don't think that's outside of the realm of possibility. It definitely is possible, but I would also say, reading the letter, a lot of that just looked like fluff. And if you're trying to write someone something, if you're trying to write someone a negative letter, if you're trying to write someone where you're telling them, we're turning this off, or we are shutting you down, or something like that, oftentimes people aren't just going to come out and be like, hey, you're axed, bye. They're going to fluff it up. They're going to add extra language in there and whatever I don't know. I think there's psychology involved and stuff like that.
Sure.
So a lot of that to me looked like just padding on a letter that was meant to tell someone that they're being cut off. So
absolutely.
That's another way to look at it. But yeah.
All the corporate bullshit is very you can easily see through all of it.
Yes.
You know, they think they're being clever. They think they're beating around the bush, but it's very obvious what they're trying to do.
I agree. All right, I'm trying to. Am I not logged into an account that can actually edit? Probably not. All right, whatever. People on Twitch are requesting that we change from Civ 6 and stuff like that, but I'm not prepared.
It's
Did
like
you?
it's amazing how much chat cares about it. I mean, I get it too, but it's like you guys know that we're not playing Civ 6, right?
I can do it over here. All right.
Like
I can do it over
I'm
here.
not in some like fictional continent right now.
It's still titled Paul Beer Games.
It's probably more accurate though than Civ 6 for what we're doing right now.
Paul, Kyle, Beer, live show.
This is not Civ, guys. I know the graphics. Don't mistake me and Paul for amazing Civ 6
Shows and
graphics.
podcasts.
The graphics aren't that good in the game, okay?
I always got to include PC building with the tag.
We are real peoples.
All right, guys. the Twitch info has been updated. Everyone, refresh your page.
Talk shows and podcasts.
Oh
there
my
it
gosh.
is.
We
There
are
it
properly
is.
categorized now.
I hope you're all happy.
I know there's probably just so many people who are just browsing the Civ 6, Twitch feed, being like, "Ooh, Civ 6 feed," jumping in, trying to watch our stream, just utterly disappointed that we are not playing Civ 6. So that has now.
How dare they
been
misclassify
fixed.
themselves?
Yeah.
What an inconvenience this is to my life.
Yep. All right. Oh, sorry. What?
People are saying I have a delay. I mean,
there has always been a bit of a complaint with the audio and video Discord, because we're using Discord for Kyle's video feed over here,
right.
and yeah, there's a delay. Discord, I don't know. There's probably ways to fix that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
For me right now, when people
That'll
bring
do.
that up, I think to myself, well, hopefully in a few months, we can just not do this remotely anymore, and that'll be cool. So we'll worry about it then.
Sure.
That's where I'm at.
I'm with
Have
you.
I checked the trailer for Humankind? It seems like a cool Civ style game. T-Virus, I'm familiar with that game because the Civ 6 YouTuber who I've watched a decent amount of, I guess, in the past few months, who goes by Potato McWhiskey, who is from the UK, and he has done some sponsored streams of that game. Have not watched any of those videos, but I'm aware that that game exists. It's a Civ-style game. Hi, what are you doing? Are you pulling your shirt up?
Put her on camera. I want to see her.
Are you trying to flash people?
Well,
are you getting to that
don't
age?
put that part. Don't put that part.
She showed me her belly. I think she wants to come over here. Okay.
I have not seen Hana in so long in person.
I know.
It's crazy.
She's a joy.
I kind of missed. I kind of like am sad that I haven't.
Hi. You
seen
waving to
her
people?
grown up. I haven't been able to see her grow up like in
know.
person. I've seen her grow up on Twitch, which sucks.
It does. It's kind of different. She said hi though. She was waving to you. She looked and saw you there, Kyle. And
Hi,
she said hi and
Hana.
waved to you.
Hi, Hana.
Kyle says hi.
Hi.
Kyle says hi.
Hi.
Oh, yeah,
Hi,
Kyle
Hana.
There's Kyle there.
Hi,
There's
Hana.
There's Hana on a few other screens too.
She's smiling at me. She's very happy.
Yeah. It's like what? Hi. Hi. Look at that. Kyle's making faces. He's making faces, huh?
Hi, Hana. Hi.
You're making her laugh. Very, very good.
I'm very good with children.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. Ah! Ah, there she is.
Ah!
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 You should just do this on the live show every
Oh my
week.
god, I've got her rolling.
Oh, she said more, Kyle. More. She wants more. More. Peekaboo.
Ah!
Peekaboo.
Can you sing?
Peekaboo.
No, she says no.
No.
Yeah, she's learning
No.
lots more words. She says no now.
Oh my goodness. Where are you? Where's Hana? Where is she?
More.
Oh, more!
More.
More! I demand more of you.
She wants more. That's Kyle. That's Uncle Kyle. Hi.
Oh man, she's
Yeah.
too
and
cute.
See, why would I make stupid YouTube videos? I can just hang out with her.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
god.
she's.
Well done, Paul and Mrs. Paul's Hardware.
I know.
You've created a beautiful human being.
Get her all the time, and we're just like,
Like, how
I
did
don't know.
you how did you do
I
that?
don't know. I don't know how any of that happened.
Oh man.
So yeah, she's
beautiful.
she's grown up a lot this year. She's learned so many things. She's getting smarter all the time.
Crazy. So
Yeah.
crazy.
All right. Let's do those things that we typically do every show. Never mind. We don't have any comments. Wait, somebody donated $100.
Oh my god,
Jonas-
yes.
Jonas
Jonas,
L.
I
donated
request you
$100.
wear your Rivstrong bracelets for the rest of the live stream.
Rivstrong. I don't. Where is mine?
Dude, do I
think-
have any more? I don't even know where. Like, I have some more, but they're in storage and stuff.
I don't
I
have
should
any
start-
within arm's reach.
I should really put some on the store because I know,
Yeah.
like, I get so many requests for those.
Bring that back.
I know. I really
Jonas.
need to.
Merry Christmas, Jonas. Thank you so much. That's $100.
Yeah.
That's a very, very generous.
It's amazing.
Matthew Lang. Kyle originally gave us Lyle. Now he's turning into Buff Kyle. Wifey Sus just calls him sexy. I think he's just trying to give new meaning to awesome hardware. Looking good, Kyle. No homo. People were commenting that you're looking trim at the end of the show, at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
Kyle.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, I have been exercising and stuff. You know, I've been going through some personal stuff, and like I feel like exercise has been a good way to channel some of that negative energy that I might otherwise be feeling from everything I've been going through and stuff. So yeah, I have been exercising, been hiking and lifting weights here and there, doing push-ups and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks.
That is
Appreciate
really like. I have I've had some issues with like depression and stuff in my past, and every time I'm just feeling horrible. Like there's nothing that kind of turns that around and makes it better than just getting out there physically, just doing something, moving around.
Yeah.
Get up and move. So
yeah, I am
Good
very
job.
fortunate to have like a hiking trail right like down the street from my house, so I can just leave my house every morning, go to the hiking trail, do a quick 5-mile hike. It takes about 2 hours. I've been doing that every morning, and it's cool. Like I hate going to the gym. I mean,
how many miles?
5.
Oh,
So
that is good.
It's 2.5 up and 2.5 down, so it's about an
Okay.
hour each way. Maybe like I've been doing it like 50 minutes up and down each way. But
Nice.
I largely prefer it to going to the gym because I mean, A, gyms are all closed right now in Southern California, and B, I've never really enjoyed the gym environment because there's just too much douchey testosterone flying around. I'm just like everyone's just like yoked out, and now like in 2020 just like the modern thing is like everyone's like Instagramming and like everyone's like trying to be an influencer at the gym, like doing a fitness
Oh.
page, and it like I've done it before. Like I haven't like been a part of it, but I've been to the gym and I've seen people just like filming themselves and just like super yoked out dudes like all right, get me doing these like 30 reps of like barbells and shit. I'm just like I don't subscribe to any of that. It makes me feel weird. I don't feel comfortable in that environment. I like going on hikes because I can because I go so often, I see other regulars. I see other like regulars go on that trail. And it's
So
cool like
cool.
to be able to like say good morning to people and be like, "Hey, how's it going? Have a good day." And like I kind of just like, just feel like we're all sharing that mountain
Yeah.
together. It's just a completely different vibe than going to the gym and getting yoked out. So
there's not like a bunch of mirrors along the trail and people there like flexing in the mirrors and shit and looking at themselves and stuff like that.
selfies in the
Yeah.
mirror. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Like I've just been enjoying having sort of a daily movement, just moving around every day in some way, one way or another. It's been good for me. It's
That's
been really
good.
good
That is really good.
mentally, yeah.
All right, Christian Logan, thank you for your donation. Love you guys. Quick 1v1 for y'all. You get to play just one game with one GPU for the rest of time. Red Dead Redemption 2 on 20 series card or Cyberpunk on 30 series.
Cyberpunk for sure.
How's the Cyberpunk?
I mean,
See,
Red Dead's great, but
yeah, you're dumb. See,
wait,
I feel like
yeah. Go ahead.
I've barely touched either of those games, so I feel like I'm not qualified to say one over the other. Is Cyberpunk, I mean, if it's talking about for all time, is Cyberpunk like have the depth of like side quests and all that kind of stuff to keep you amused for eternity?
I don't know. I feel like they both do. Like Red Dead also has good side quests. I think there are a lot of, from what I've read in reviews, there are a lot of good side quests for Cyberpunk as well, but it's like slightly different play styles. Red Dead is kind of like, it's like GTA kind of gameplay. And then Cyberpunk is obviously first person. So I think it boils down to like, are you more into the first person type of gameplay or third person? And also the just the environment, like the actual universe, Wild West versus 2077. I mean, they couldn't be further apart, right?
Yeah.
So I think it boils down to that too. I do find the Red Dead series very nostalgic and stuff when I play it. And I do like the Wild West frontier landscape, but man, I would have to veer towards Cyberpunk in terms of just the environment, the detail, the graphical fidelity. I mean, call me a sucker for like, value putting graphics on such a high pedestal, but I mean, isn't that kind of one of the slices of like what makes PCMR and PC gaming like a cut above the rest? Is like the fact that you get to crank everything to ultra, the fact that you can, have that extra image quality. It really shines most in a game like Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and a lot of people that I've heard discussing that type of thing, it's like the conventions of like the cyberpunk genre or whatever lend themselves to some visual effects that have been challenging to reproduce in like a real-time PC game in the past, where you have like neon lights and darkness and like rain and shadows and reflections and all that stuff. So a lot of it is CD Projekt Red and their work on games like Witcher and stuff in the past, and expectations because the games that they had done previously had been very well received, but also combined with new game on new hardware and everything, and what the possibilities are in terms of visuals. So, cool.
Yeah,
I think that's good to know. Someone in chat also pointed out Breath of the Wild, which is another game that I would really like to play.
Me too.
I have not.
I know.
I'm sure is amazing, and
I'm actually ashamed to be a Nintendo Switch owner and not have a copy of Breath of the Wild.
See, I don't even have a Switch. That's my excuse. But you,
I have nothing. Yeah, like
right.
I should be condemned to the Nintendo gods, because if you have a Nintendo Switch, I feel like what are you doing with your life if you don't have a copy of Breath of the Wild that you're playing actively?
Gotta fire that up, Kyle.
I gotta fire that up. I've been playing too much Smash in my off time, but
Seymour Gaming, thank you for that your donation. Hope you two take a well-deserved break. Probing Kyle and Paul roasts your PC in the future, maybe. Thanks for all the great content.
that'd be fun.
I've considered doing like the PC roast, or send me the pictures of your setup or your PC or whatever, and I will tell you what I think of them and stuff. You never know. It's definitely a regular piece of content that I could do. I just never have. Maybe I will. That's all
You
I-
should. Like,
Yeah.
you know, any of us reviewers, like, people want to know, what do you think about my build? It's just a very simple, straightforward thing, a very
Yes.
simple transaction, but and it's cool. Like, when I do those videos, you know, not the roast, but like actually like doing the Pit My PCs and giving people tips, like, it's cool to see them, a lot of them follow up with like pictures, like weeks or months down the line. It was like, hey, like, I submitted my picture and you
I
told me all these
changed
things.
everything because of your
I
criticism.
changed everything, and it's like, dude, it
spent
looks so
hundreds
much
of-
better now, or
I
whatever,
spent hundreds of dollars because you
on
disapproved.
RGB.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, it is cool to like have that influence on people, but also to know that like you help them better their builds to a point
Yeah.
where they feel better about it. They feel better about it, and like they're more proud with their systems and stuff, and they learn certain things about pimping out their rigs that they otherwise wouldn't have thought about. So
I've only really ever done like active PC criticism when we've done Pimp My PC on the live show. So you're right. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I should branch out into that. That would be all right. I'll put that on my list
put it on the
for
list.
things to consider for content in 2021.
Yeah.
USS Liberty Incident, thank you for your donation. It's a lot more fun to get yoked when you can use it for memes. For example, a jacked dude cosplaying as Madoka, a 14-year-old magical girl. Okay. T-fit poster?
I'm not sure what that even means.
I don't either. I mean, you're right. I mean, if you're gonna take all the time to get yourself super physically fit and everything, then yeah, go out and take pictures of yourself and revealing clothing. By all means, you've gone to all the effort, whether you're male or female. I'm not gonna disapprove of that. That said, there's certain avenues that people go down that I'm less enthused about, like the people who like when they're so muscular that there's veins popping everywhere, and they've like gone to the fake tan or to the
Oh
tanning
God.
salon and then added the fake tan
Like the Jersey Shore type look,
and like
where
all that, and I don't find that
attractive or
appealing
whatsoever.
Yeah, that
It's like a
doesn't-
douchebag alert. Like, that gives me
Yeah.
like a douchebag alert. I'm like, oh, this person is. I should avoid this person at all costs.
yeah. So
It has to be proportional. You know, like, you can get ripped, you can get physically fit, but know your limits. Like, not everyone can look like Arnold Schwarzenegger based on
exactly.
your actual body type. Like, be aware of your body type and how short or tall or wide or narrow you are, and then work out according to your stature. Like, I
Yes.
saw a guy in my, like, I did a hike today, and I saw a guy who was like my height, which is not tall, like 5'7", but his bicep was like the size, like the width of my torso. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I had to, like, thank God I was wearing a mask.
Wow.
my face, my expression would have revealed everything. I was like, oh my God. Like, his arms were just so wide. Like, he was wider than he was tall, and it didn't look right on him. Like, the dude was ripped. He was super jacked, don't get me wrong, but there's something to be said about being proportional.
Keeping things proportional. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Fair enough.
Jesus. Jesus Christ.
I feel like your description there is very it brought that across to me. So I'm also offended by the size of that guy's biceps.
Quite offensive.
Bardotech, thank you for your donation. Proud to say I downgraded from a 3090 Founders Edition to a 3080 for the Win 3, and I have no complaints. If you haven't tried 1050 by Oscar Blues Brewery, look for
Oh, dude, 1050 is the shit. Are you kidding me? 1050 is like fucking mud. It's like, if you like a thick, fucking dark beer, 1050 is about as muddy as it gets.
What's the Oscar Blues one in the like silver, blue, and red can?
Blue and red.
It's like a silver can with blue and red on it. I forget what it's called though.
I know they have the Mama Pills, which is a really popular one. That's a lighter beer.
It's not that one.
There's also
Oscar
the
Blues. Oh, I'm sure I'll remember it at some point. But
Oscar Blues is good shit though. But yeah, the 1050.
Dale's Pale Ale. Thank
Oh
you,
yeah,
Jariah.
Dale's. Yeah,
Dale's Pale Ale.
Yeah,
That's
Dale's
what I was
Pale's
thinking
great.
of. Yeah, I get that on multiple occasions.
The 1050.
I haven't tried 1050, but it sounds like a good recommendation.
It's like sludge. It's
Kyle
so
approves.
good. It's like Speedway Stout status.
Yeah. Oh, I love Speedway Stout. All right, Rex, thank you for your donation. If the KF console is real, will you review it in its entirety, including the built-in chicken warmer?
The second I saw the title for your stream today, Paul,
Yeah.
the second I saw the thumbnail, I immediately emailed Cooler Master.
Really?
And I did, yeah. And I said, when can I get this? Like that was all I said. I said, can I get one, and when can I get it?
Really?
There was no like dear or hello or hey. It was just like straight business. I want this. Send it to me now. And like, you know, we'll see. We'll see if
All right.
they
Well,
actually
Kyle is actually putting in the effort to attempt to get a review sample of this.
gunning for it.
So we'll see if Cooler Master can hook him up. I hope they get back to you. Cooler Master's marketing reps have been they've had short tenures recently, which kind of sucks when you get to know someone and then they're like, I'm leaving, and you're like, oh,
I know.
Who's your replacement? But yeah, absolutely, Kyle. I would love to see a KFC console, KFC gaming PC review from you for that. So keep us updated. All right, let's do some Johnson shoutouts.
Okay.
And then I think we can probably round things out because we're supposed to get
home.
some tacos.
Yeah, I gotta head home and feed the cats too.
You should feed the cats.
Gotta feed the cats.
All
right, Johnson it up really quick here. We'll try to roll through these.
Gmail loading. Load. Okay. There we go. All right, I just have a few here.
Yeah.
I got 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go starting with Michelle A. from Michigan. Thank you very much, and a Johnson for you. The Thumbscrew Premium Desk Mat, Thumbscrew and a couple decals. Thank you very much for your patronage.
Nice. I've got a Johnson, a huge Johnson for Andrew C. from Camden, Delaware. Thank you for picking up a CPU cooler gaming desk mat as well as some bamboo coasters. My friend, thank you very much.
Glorious. Yehuda G. I like your name. From New York. Thank you very much for your purchase of the awesome hardware full color 15-ounce mug set.
Beautiful.
Glorious. Johnson for you, by the way.
I've got a Johnson from Austin T. from Oakland, California. Yay. Thank you for picking up a Cherry MX keycap with the heatsink logo on it. Yes, that's a good reminder that the keycaps that we just put on our website, on our merch store, are MX compatible. So if you have a Cherry MX keyboard, they will fit the cross, the T stem just fine. Thank you very much, Austin.
And then I have one more Johnson for Sean B. from Youngstown, Ohio. Got the Warhol 8-bit thumbscrew pullover hoodie. Excellent choice there. The Warhol is classic. Johnson for you, thank you.
A timeless piece indeed, Paul. I've got a Johnson for Joe N. from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thank you for picking up a Lyle Cotton t-shirt in navy. That is going to serve you well, my friend, as well as a Johnson for Sean B. from Youngstown, Ohio.
That's double Johnson for Sean.
Double Johnson, DJ. Ayo, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Sean, for picking up a CPU Cooler Navy hoodie. Yes, it is chilly out there. That hoodie is going to serve you well. And another Johnson for Chad B. from Randolph, M.E. What's M.E.?
M.E. is Maine, Kyle.
Maine!
Maine.
I was like, me, like, okay,
Maine.
yes, Maine. Thank you, Paul.
It's Minnesota.
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 That's what I was thinking. I was like, nothing's coming to mind. Maine, Randolph, Maine. Thank you very much, Chad, for picking up an awesome hardware RGB everything gaming mouse pad. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Paul does as well. And you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for all your continued support on both of our merch stores. It really means the world. And every dollar that we make on our merch stores goes right back into the channel for the most part in order to continue bringing you awesome content.
To prove that we love the people watching and chat and everything, I would like to follow up with 2 people. Wrecked. I saw your follow-up donation as well, and your suggestion that the KFC console needs a review from Lyle. Duly noted, sir. And then Mecha Tortoise is claiming that there was a funny super chat submitted. Mecha Tortoise.
Huh.
I love you so much. You're such a constant light and a beacon for others on our channel, and I feel so sad that you've been subjected to this treatment. I'm looking for your comment, and I'm not sure where it is.
Wait,
so, what? What are you
is
talking
this
about?
the comment you're reading from someone else?
No, this is Twitch chat. I'm reading Twitch chat.
Oh, you're reading Twitch chat.
We love Twitch.
Yeah, we love Twitch.
Quirtiferius is a different name on YouTube. I'm still just not seeing it though. I see Bardo Tech, I see Wrecked, USS Liberty Incident, Matthew Lang, Seymour, these ones that we've been going over. Was it much? If it was much earlier in the show, then that might be why. Hold on, see if I can pull it up over here. Activity. Oh, look, here's better. Oh, look, this is a much better way to look at these things.
Technology.
Wait. Main, yes.
Progress.
Wait, where'd it go?
Get it, Paul, get it.
QWERTY Furious. I wanna hunt this down. I'm not gonna let this go. QWERTY Furious, $5 donation. I found it.
Hey.
The KFC console runs on an Intel Gen 11 herbs and spices chicken processing unit. You're right. That's amusing. I like that.
Could have.
How many herbs and spices?
That. Yeah, right.
It's got the Gen. Yeah, well. Thank you, QWERTY Furious. You're right. I'm glad I took the effort. I made the effort to go and hunt that down.
Yes.
There's some others in here that slipped by. I don't know why. It's weird scrolling up on here. Like it shows them, they pop up, but the streaming studio is better, and I'm facing away from you guys. I'm sorry about that, but Dale Johnson is asking about the stimulus bill making streaming a felony. I read a little bit about that. The stimulus omnibus bill that is just passing or going through Congress right now is leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. I think it's really stupid that they make these massive bills with all these ridiculous things in them that they just pass en masse at the end of the year.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, well, if you wanted your $600, then you better have approved of all this other stuff too, right? Unless you're, yeah, Dale. I think it is stupid for them to have slipped anything in there about streaming or anything.
Has nothing
commercial
to do with
purposes, yada yada. But I'm also not that familiar with it, so that's part of the reason I won't speak on it too much right now. Yada yada. Women respecter. Thank you for respecting women. Looking to build an all-out gaming PC 5950X and a 3090, kind of torn on it because of the lack of CPU upgradability. Do you think I should wait until the next socket comes out? Love all your videos. Woman respecter, you probably have to wait about a year, is my guess, for another socket and everything. So, do you need a PC now? Or can you wait a year? If you can wait a year, then sure, wait. If you want the newest stuff.
Yeah, and shit's gonna be available.
Patrick Wilson, I'm so glad that your dog survived surgery. That's really good. That's great news. Patrick Wilson, thank you for your donation. Jeff, thank you for your donation. Needed to spend $4.59 to get my credit card cash reward for December. You guys are cool. I like that. I really appreciate that.
Beautiful.
This one we answered.
Are these donations or?
These are donation comments on YouTube. Sorry,
there's
just some ones that slipped by that I didn't pick up.
Okay.
Matthew Lang got a bike but has no snow, so no bike riding anytime soon, and not a fan of the gym. Thanks for the inspiration. So maybe Matthew's gonna go for hikes now because you inspired him, Kyle.
That's all good. I mean, hikes are awesome. I hope he does.
Yes. All right. And that catches us up. All right.
Cool.
Caught up. I have responded to all of the donation comments. That's going to be the end of today's live show.
That was a good show.
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
for not having like a tremendous amount of things planned. I think it went phenomenally well.
We talked about some important topics. We shared our thoughts and feelings and with people. So we should potentially do a what am I talking about here? A raid? We should raid someone.
Oh, do we have someone to raid?
No, none of our mods are here this evening. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did notice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. We love our mods, and we're happy for them to take some time off too.
Yes.
We can raid Scott yet again.
Okay.
I don't mind raiding Scott. Why not? Why not? Why not raid Scott?
Let's do it.
Everyone go raid Scott Fisher, APL Fisher on Twitch, APL FISHER. We're gonna raid him in just a second. Tell him we sent you. He's a member of the OG KB Mod gaming community. By the way, here's what you should tell him. Here's what you should tell Scott. Message for Scott. Guess who's number 19 on the Extra Life Team charity donation raised list? Who's number 19? That's us. Awesome Hardware.
What are they?
Guess who's number 20 on the list?
Them?
KB Mod. That's KB Mod. Wait, I could probably show this.
Fucking amazing. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, wait,
that's amazing.
Here, look at the team rank. I can
fucking
show this real quick
step it up, brother.
before we raid.
Tell him to step up that
To be fair, this goes to the end of the year. Yeah, it's right there. See?
Oh my
We have
God.
50,431 raised.
Oh
Team
my
KB
God.
Mod 50,050. Team KB Mod is composed of. Well, Scott's not even on the team, so never mind. It's not his responsibility. Oh wait, no, yes he is. Wait, Robert Fisher. Why does it say I thought it was. Whatever, it's fine. Point is, we're beating KB Mod, so go tell him that. We're gonna raid APL Fisher right now. He's rubbing his feet for some reason. I can't tell why. Here goes the raid.
Oh boy.
Raid APL Fisher.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't have permission to perform that action over here.
On our own Twitch.
I'm logged in differently over there.
Oh geez.
This channel has follower or subscriber only chat. I still use the raid. It's fine. All right, we're ending the stream. Thank you all so much for watching.
Have a good night, guys.
Have
Peace.
a good one. So long.
Adios. Have a good night.
In the stream.